So it's 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm doing a review of Megaforce. So, you know what I've noticed? Ever since Robo Knight appeared in episode 8, he's just been sucking up all the focus. And sucking it up, and sucking it up, and sucking it up. And it's like, there was just nothing left for the other Rangers, you know. Ever since he appeared, the only one in this show who has gotten real character development is this damn robot. Nobody else. Ever since he showed up, the other Rangers have been just pushed to the background, and we spent episode after episode after episode of Robo Knight learning about humans and how they act and stuff. Every episode, except like 1 or 2 episodes where the Rangers just fought the whole time. Yeah, this is quality storytelling. So in this episode, The Human Condition, Robo Knight is, of course, trying to learn more about humans. And he bothers each of the Rangers, asking them these basic-ass questions that a toddler would ask their parents. You know, like, why do humans cry? Why does a mother hug their child? What is love? Like, are you serious? Like, really? I was expecting him to ask, why is the sky blue? Why is the ground brown? Like, man... it's like Ghost A really created an idiot-ass robot. Like, Alpha 5 was created, like, over 10,000 years ago, and he was more advanced than Robo Knight. Like, how dumb is this robot? I don't... man. So, yeah, Robo Knight, he's trying to learn more about humans, and he spends, like, the majority of this episode in the library reading up on humans. Yeah. Malcor is in this episode, and yeah, he put himself in this cocoon in order to become stronger and go through a metamorphosis, and yeah, he exited the cocoon in this episode, and yeah, he looked exactly the same. Don't really see the metamorphosis, but yeah, but apparently his power is now amazing. I mean, it's not like we ever saw his powers before, so whatever, but they're amazing now, you guys. And now he goes to the city, and he attacks the city, and he attacks the Rangers, and he wants to destroy everything and rule and rah rah rah. So the Power Rangers spend the majority of this episode fighting against Malcor, but Robo Knight was a no-show because he was too busy in the library reading up on humans. Yes. And also, the library had a no cell phone sign, so Robo Knight left his cell phone morpher with the librarian. So that's why he didn't hear the Rangers call, you know. So, yeah. You know, this is beyond stupid, but Robo Knight has already been established to be stupid. So, I mean, I don't mind him leaving his morpher with the librarian and stuff. I mean, and yeah, like if you're far away from your morpher in the library, then yeah, you're not really going to hear it. I mean, that's fine, okay. But you didn't hear all the building explosions outside. Like, downtown is in flames right now. Buildings are disintegrating. The Rangers are being knocked from here to there. They probably flew through a couple buildings. You hear none of that. You hear no civilians screaming and yelling and crying for God and mercy. You hear none of this. Like, is this library isolated from the rest of the city? Like, what is going on? At one point, Malcor made this big old announcement in the sky where you couldn't miss him, and Robo Knight still didn't know that there was a battle going on. I mean, I know they had to get rid of Robo Knight to use that Sentai footage because Robo Knight wasn't in it, but still. I don't know, man. Points for creativity, but you know what I love? I love that the Rangers had no idea who their main villain was. We're in episode 18. No idea who their main villain was until this episode. Like, Malcor, how do you even spell that? M-A-L, loser, ooh, burn. So Malcor and the Rangers have a fight. Malcor beats the shit out of them. Then he walks away. He walks away. I don't know why. Like, seriously, you've been complaining about how your forces couldn't defeat the Rangers. You went into this cocoon to gain power to kill the Rangers. You beat them, and then you walk away. I swear, one of these days, these Power Ranger villains are going to learn to stop doing that. I swear, like, every Power Ranger team would have been destroyed by now if we didn't have villains who beat them and then walked away and gave them time to regroup. But whatever. But after Malcor walked away, Ghostface was like, so Rangers, this is Malcor. He's the alien ruler or butler or something. Defeat him. Really, Ghostface? Really? Episode 18, you're now telling the Rangers. And they already know who he is now because Malcor already introduced himself. So really, Ghostface, what are you here for? But forget that. The Rangers and Malcor had like a bunch of fights in this episode. A bunch of fights. And they were glorious. Oh man, Ghostface really outdid themselves with these fight scenes. They were amazing. And they really made this episode. Like, this is one of those episodes where like, I don't give a fuck about the story. These fights is where it's at. Like, I'm not even listening to the Rangers. I'm just watching the fight scenes. Like, seriously, I know that Troy, I know he had one of those, you know, humans are great conversations, but I didn't even listen to it. I just, really, that action was too good. I'm not going to let you mess this up with your shitty dialogue. I was really just watching for that. But, of course, I have to comment on the fact that they didn't use their Ultra mode. And that was stupid. Like, there was no reason that they shouldn't have used it. I don't care about Ghost Asia footage limitations. They should have used their Ultra powers. They have them. They could have made original footage. I'm just saying. And it's like, if you didn't want to make original footage with Ultra mode, you know, and you just wanted to use this Sentai footage, the writers had a reason. They gave themselves a reason. Like, when the Rangers were first fighting Malcor, they tried to use their power cards, and they wouldn't work, because Malcor said that he was blocking them with some signal blocker ray or some shit. Whatever. But then Ghostface said, oh, I fixed that now, you can fight. Writers, you could have just said that Ghostface fixed the cards so that they could use, like, you know, their, you know, water attacks or wind attacks or whatever, but Malcor is still blocking their Ultra mode, so they're gonna only have to fight with their original powers. That's all you had to do. But it's like, stupidity runs this show. But whatever, eventually the Rangers, you know, they beat Malcor, they get into their Zords, they beat Malcor again, and they beat Barak too. Like, Barak brought down the, you know, the War Star Insectoid spaceship or whatever. He brought that to Earth. The Rangers blew up Malcor and the spaceship. So yeah, the Rangers had a major victory in this episode. So hurrah for them, you know. And then at the end of this episode, the Rangers meet up with Robo Knight at the library. And Robo Knight tells the Rangers that he's learned about rap and hip hop. And then he decides to give the Rangers a freestyle. You know, that Robo Knight rap, that is part of the reason why Power Rangers will never prosper, why it will never overcome, why all the other geek fandoms in society will always look down on Power Rangers. You can look right at that rap to know why. Whew. But as terrible as that rap was, it was still better than the one they did in Ninja Storm with the Thunder Brothers. Because that shit, no. So, Megaforce, progress? So I may surprise some of you guys since I really just diss Megaforce all the time. But I'm going to give this episode a 3 out of 5 because, you know, I kind of enjoyed it. I mean, the Robo Knight scenes, oddly enough, were kind of entertaining, and the fight scenes, all those fights, whew, they really brought this episode up. I love those fights. But like I said before, I ignored the dialogue, so had I been paying attention to the dialogue, it might be getting a 2. But I'm giving it a 3 because I just paid attention to the action. The action was great. So if you're watching this video, what did you think of this episode, episode 18, The Human Condition, or Fact, or whatever the fuck, one of them, whatever. What did you think of the episode? Okay? Did you hate it? Did you like it? Did you think it was okay? Whatever. Let me know in a comment if you would be so kind to indulge me, you know. And if you're a new watcher or something, you can subscribe if you like, you know. Alright, later you guys. Jamata.